I just realised I can't shoot him. I just realised I can't do that.
Why?
I've got to give him the crime stat, haven't I? I'll get a crime
You've
stat.
got to let him shoot you first. Then it becomes a viable target.
Oh!
There's a car over here.
What?
There's a car over here.
I didn't see which way you went, mate.
The Circle 120.
Hang on, which way did you go?
It's got all the tyres. Just come out into the clearing.
What the
It's
fuck?
got all 4 tyres.
Right, try again. He's terribly playing fucking grenade up there.
What the fuck? Why did you ram me?
I didn't ram you, I rammed the Connie.
Space. The final frontier, apart from we're going through time. These are the voyages of the starship, except the time ship. Ariana.
Stay there. Can't believe you didn't set that one off. Son of a whore. I'll do that. Why not work?
Fucking hell, look at that tree. Been a long time since I've done it. I'm up here. Whoa!
Slow it. Fucking hell.
Come on, kids, on you get.
Right,
There's the next one. It wasn't here.
hang on, I'll win you.
Yeah, should we jump off at the last second?
Go for it, go,
Genius,
go, go,
yeah.
go.
These.
Oh, well, yeah. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I don't know what I did.
Hello folks, welcome to day 129 of the Countdown Stream Video Challenge. Today, Silage, but we're actually doing grass. So,
Ew.
nice. Anyway, the famous last words of every year of farming: start early, set it up early.
Well, there's no rush to start at this time, is there?
No.
Because we're not, we don't have to roll into it. And I think
No, so we're going to be starting with I still think we should start in August because that's when the year starts, like the farming year in the game.
my only concern is there's mods missing that I don't know if are going to be ready by then. There's still no manual attach mod. I still see nothing about a manual attach mod. I'm a bit concerned that it's not going to happen for 25.
So, yeah, all I've heard about is it is coming, and that's on their Facebook page.
What's that? The manual attached?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like, for realism's sake, that's like a deal breaker for me, because just backing up to something and pressing a button's a bit boring.
Yeah.
And I know I could simulate it. I could get out and pretend I've done it, get in, and then press a button, but...
Yeah, but still.
But the game doesn't force you to.
But the game don't force me to, yeah. And I'm lazy, so if I'm not forced to, I'll probably then not do it.
The only issue starting it later on would be the planting seasons.
Yeah, no, I get that, but something else. But we are starting our own farm in a sense of from scratch. It's not necessarily about making loads of money. It's about breaking even to.
Yeah.
True.
I think that's where the pace is going to be a bit different for the next year. It's going to be difficult because we're not going to be able to buy and have everything we need there's going to be a hefty amount of renting and stuff going on, but it's not, because we're buying our own farm.
Yes.
It's not necessarily about making a ton of money. It's about breaking even and setting up the farm.
Yeah. My concern would be, like, for argument's sake, say all the mods we want are available. It's November. We can buy all the land, but we can't start planting until like March.
No, that's fine. Well, we need to go through and see what, in terms of realism mods, we have on this.
Yeah.
What, in terms of realism mods, are actually available for 25, and where that's going to leave us.
Yes.
Because if we can't play it as realistic, there's got to be a cut-off limit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so if there's no manual attach and but everything else is there, then I just have to live without manual attach, and that's it.
There's nothing to say we can't add manual attach later on either.
Yeah. Well, there is. There's a butters who moans about us adding mods.
I'll create him a fucking install script.
It'll take him 6 months to download it.
It's fine, but as it comes with toolbars.
Yeah, but thing is, though, you can actually create something that works.
Zesty.
The app works 100% of the time, 60% of the time, 1 day a week. Actually, I have you know. Very good. Callum, it was a joke. I genuinely got Alex full of face there. What was that I said to you? I can't talk about that actually. I just don't remember. I'm going to shut up because Callum's streaming.
I think Butters is as well. I'm sure I saw his thing pop up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what about stream?
Hey.
Hey.
So rude.
Oh fuck this first row. I'm gonna go get a windrower later. I'm gonna do these ones.
Why are you effing the rows for? Oh shit. Ow, that hurts. Quick, throw the bomb, throw it.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. So we've got precision farming now. We've just got to work our way around the moisture level issue
Yes.
and hope that a dedicated server resolves that.
Yeah.
Or we can turn it off, one or the other.
Yes.
What other realism mods do we have on?
We've got the centre of gravity.
Which doesn't exist yet. It's not.
No.
I've not even seen it mentioned.
I'm not too fussed about that one though.
I really like it. I really, really like it. So I'm fussed about it.
Okay.
I love the fact that you sound so thrilled by it.
It just forces you to be like, you don't fly everywhere.
Well, my tractor's just come out of a fucking 24-hour rest period.
But then you're driving it like a maniac.
No, I'm driving it with a controller. And that's the problem.
Well, don't drive it with a controller then. That's the simple option.
Every time.
Well, that's fine though, but then that's the risk you play. If you're driving like an idiot with a controller, you're potentially going to roll your tractor and lose it. Without the centre of gravity mod, you're never going to roll. Which means there's no point in having that rule in place.
Why is that bomb?
We'll buy stabilisers for my tractors.
It's called mowers. Just leave the mowers on the back all the time.
Oh, last year it was the lime spreader last year where you just drove with the thing down. That thing did not handle the centre of gravity well.
Well, no, because the entire weight for those trailers is really high, so you have to drive sensibly and slowly. And you went everywhere at 100 miles an hour.
No.
Even me as well. I did it as well.
You could take a slow corner and it would just be on its side.
No, you never did anything slow, Callum. You can pretend you were this perfect driver that always took his time and never did anything he shouldn't do.
Callum, you were
You
just
on
basically trying
that
to
server,
steal
you
me.
went everywhere at full
Yeah.
speed.
He was just trying to steal my thunder. He wants to be the all or nothing when it comes to farming sim. Like I would do with spaceships. There is no.
There's no in the middle. You're on or you're off.
Exactly.
You're
No, it's
on or
true.
you're off.
I do like the wearing tyres mod. I need to test that and see what
Yes.
that's like.
We've got the.
Why do you want to wear tyres?
There's in a. Oh. Everyone's a fucking comedian.
We've got that thing where you can sink into the mud.
Yeah.
You can sink into the mud.
Is that in 25?
I don't know. They've got the
I don't think it
where
is.
you can deform the ground and that.
Yeah, but that's base game. I don't think you can actually sink and get stuck.
Right.
I don't know if that mod's available on 25 yet. I'm disappointed with the speed of mods coming out for 25. It's nowhere near as fast as 22
No.
when it first came out.
Is that because people have gotten too used to 22 and the sort of set in their ways?
I don't know, because it was like 19 was really good, and even I struggled switching from 19 to 22. I didn't like 22 to start with. It took me a while to get into playing it.
Yeah, but even 22 took a bit of time though, didn't it? With the mod?
No, like it was slow to start with the first few months, but then we were inundated with mods over and over. Like the mod lists and the videos I was watching of everything that was coming out was massive. Whereas I still watch the DJ Goham's mods update videos, and they're just nowhere near the speed and the volume that were coming out for 22.
No.
Like even just for like tractor options and stuff like that, which you'd think wouldn't be that hard to port over.
Yeah.
It's just not. Whether it's just no one's doing it or. I mean, to be fair, 25 had a fair amount of issues when it came out, and they've still not resolved them all.
Yeah.
So maybe people are just waiting. And I still find, and I know you may disagree with me, but I still find compared to this, 25 is quite arcadey.
100%.
Is it?
I find it quite arcadey, but that's me. I don't know. I know it's been built for use on console and the cross-platform idea, so maybe that's what gives. But just the menu system and that all just seems a bit. I don't know. And even you said it last night. It's just something about 25.
Yeah.
You can't put your finger on it, but it just seems a bit
Yes.
Compared to this.
Get away, you little bastard!
I think everything might be a bit too shiny. It just
So I
seems very,
think
like,
I think that hurts. Like, so they're never gonna add in damage and maintenance stuff, base game, because
No.
obviously they have contract signs with companies, and companies don't want their material, like their machines, to look like they can get damaged or break down.
Yeah.
Like, so that
Yeah.
everything's always too clean, everything's always too shiny. But that's why I like some of the mods that we put on about the dust and the dirt mods and the advanced wear system that generally makes your tractor look beaten up by the end of it.
Right, let's go with 25 meters. Come on!
You're never going to get that base game, unfortunately, because of all the contracts and the deals that are made.
Where did it?
it's like with ETS had issues with getting trucks licensed and that to start with.
Yeah, or the Mercedes. What was the Mercedes for a
Yeah,
long time?
sorry.
Actorus or something that was
something
called,
like
wasn't
that.
it?
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think
Because
one
they
of the things
didn't have
that
the
Mercedes
rights.
got pissed off with, because everybody knew it was Mercedes, but you know we weren't using that name. So, but what they had done was they used just basically like all the Scania sounds and that kind of stuff for the trucks.
Because they didn't have the licensing to use go and
I think
record.
Mercedes actually got annoyed because everyone was like, "Well, this is a Mercedes. This is what a Mercedes sounds like because that's what it sounds like in the game." So in the end, I think that's how they ended up getting the license because they were just like, "Fuck it, just do it."
Yeah. But that's why the newer model trucks and out they're bringing out now for that are so much better.
Yeah.
Because they actually go and scan them now.
Yeah.
They go out there, they do full 3D scan renderings and stuff, and then they build the models from there.
Mm.
I watched a video of them doing it when they went out to the Volvo. I think it was Volvo. And then on 80, it was ATS, but they went out to the Volvo factory and they were scanning the new series of Volvos.
Where did it?
But again, I think that's I kind of miss I think a year of farming would be so much more fun if you had the advanced maintenance where you could go and repair and do stuff to your tractor yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go and put it on the ramp. It needs new wheels, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to take the wheel off. You know, I think it's missing that in terms of realism. And I know have you seen any of the VR, Farming Sim VR stuff?
You mean
Yeah, a little bit.
Most of it's that,
Yeah.
where you go in and take a wheel off and replace the wheel or repair blades and stuff, because I suppose there's only so much farming in VR can bring. But again, they missed the mark. So we've made a Farming Sim VR, but we just want to be able to play Farming Sim in VR.
Yeah.
Not a whole new game. And I get that's going to need serious engine work.
Yes.
But again, I'd be on it in VR all the time.
Hmm.
I've made one argument that they would need to fix before bringing this to full VR. Just make the mirrors work properly.
Yeah, again, something that we've all been screaming for, but they don't.
What's that one?
What's that?
I'll be seeing what he said. What he.
Mirrors. Working mirrors.
Hmm. Yeah.
Is that not a game engine thing though?
Probably to a degree. But everything they say they can't do. Yeah, over the years, all the stuff they said that they just won't be able to do. Then a modder comes along and does it.
Yeah.
And then the next version of the game miraculously has it.
It's like this version, some of the vehicles we've got have got cameras.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they
No,
could
we
literally...
can't do that with our engine.
Yeah, so they
Can't do
could
it.
just use whatever they're using for the camera thing, but put the camera feed where the mirrors are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would... Yeah.
Oh no, our engine can't do it. I watched a thing. No, it was a Q&A. Can you give us working tablets, working screens within the game? No, the engine's, it's impossible. The engine can't do it. A month later, modder did it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the problem is, you have to go into every model, every tractor model,
Yes.
and place it. So there are some tractors that can do it because they've been made to be able to do it. Other than that, you have to put the vehicle you want in the giant software engine. You have to then download all the stuff, put it into the engine as well, then add the screen where you want it in the tractor, save it, put it in as a mod, because you've then created a mod of that tractor.
Yeah.
Then you can use it with a screen. Like, and most of us just don't have what is going on. Most of us don't have that skill to do that.
Giants editor is just
I can't even run it.
no.
It crashes constantly on me. No, I don't know. It just crashes constantly. I tried.
To insert name here. What do you?
The only thing I've really been able to achieve with that Giants editor was the harvester that time.
Mm.
That did half the fucking map.
No good.
But did you do that through the editor, or did you just do that through files? You just did that through the files, right?
That's done through the editor.
Did you?
Yeah.
I adjusted all of that via the files.
So the first few I did was through the editor. And then I found out I could do it through the files. Which is so much easier.
Yeah.
Get dodge.
Yeah, I would love to have those random. Oh no, you've burst a tire. Return the tractor to the shop, repair the tire, replace the tire. You can go out and use it again. I'd love that. The way we play the game,
Yes.
that would be amazing. Because obviously, shit, you've gone out to mow a field. Oh shit, tire's gone. I'm gonna have to go and fucking tow it back to the. Get the tire changed. Go. It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, random breakdown. Yeah, I mean they're never gonna do it base game, but.
No.
And I know you have the advanced maintenance mod for this, but that does it based on engine wear or like vehicle wear. So as you got more wear, the more your tractor stalls. But that's it. You just go and repair it, and you're back in again.
Yeah.
I'd like to go. Oh no, this is broken. Like that mod we saw almost, but I don't want to use that mod because of the way it works.
Yeah.
Where oh no, it's going in. It's going in for a service. It's locked. You can't use it until the service is done. And then once the service is done, it will need things repairing, and you either have to repair those or there's a cost and a time cost to that as well. So I quite like the idea of that. I just didn't like the way that mod did it. Oh shit.
Oh, desert planet.
Right, we're running into the issue that you're dropping bales everywhere.
And they're in your way.
And they're in the way.
Okay. Well, I'm no longer doing the headlands, if that helps. Oh my
May the
god, I've just
fork
turned
be
around and
with
seen
you.
the sheer amount of bales. All this is going to be fun to
Ow, I
pick
see.
up, isn't it?
Right, so the teleporter.
We've got the auto picking up trailers, right?
There's loads.
We've got two of them as well.
There's
We
loads
do
of
have
bales.
two trailers. And to be fair, there's no need for us to necessarily run these down to the farm straight all in one go. You can stack them in the corner of the field. We're in summer, it's not likely to rain, is it? And the game doesn't track that stuff anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Can. Right, what's the chances of a big sandworm on this planet? It's a sci-fi reference.
I can guarantee a tiny maggot.
Oh!
Is that because Butters is there?
Oh dear.
He's either given us the silent treatment for that or just didn't
Nope.
listen.
No, I'll just choose to ignore you. It's a sand shark, mate. Run.
How does the sand shark work?
I don't know, let's find out. I've just seen it in out here, so
Just swims through the sand.
it's, well, that's what he's doing right now. I haven't seen it pop out to try to attack yet. Let's find out. Oh. Maybe not.
So he got special
Maybe.
sand gills.
But all I saw was the sand fin.
Skills. No, that's already a word.
You.
Thought I'd invented a word then.
Always inventing words. Oh.
Fuck, the amount of work that we'd have to do to break even after buying land and that.
I think you're going to have to break it down into, so we're going to have to break the finances down into 2 separate categories. Disposable income,
Yeah.
Oh shit.
disposable profit, not profits, disposable money basically that we know we're going to lose. And then
So capital.
operating money. Yeah. And then operating money.
Yeah.
So we want to break even on the operational side of it, but no, we're going to take a loss on the capital side of it, because you're not going to make, like, by the time we've bought all the land, all the equipment, everything we need for a year's farming, you're never making that back, especially on the size of map we're using.
You can also look at it like, how much is our farm worth? So we've got 500 grand operating cash. Great, amazing.
But you've got net worth as well.
Yeah. So all of our assets combined, yeah, we broke even or something.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the easiest way to judge it, based on,
yeah,
like, we'll have an operating fund that's what we need to break even on.
Oh shit. Let's feel like bastard. Get away.
Have you looked over this way at how many bales there are?
Yes, Callum, I know exactly. You keep telling me how many bales there are, and I do have eyes.
Sorry.
But it is what it is. We've got to do it.
Yeah, I know.
It's whether you want to say, right, well, that's enough grass now, and we do so much of it as grass and so much of it as hay, because it is a relatively large field to have done grass on.
If we finish this as grass, we don't need to worry about grass again. Whoever takes over as ownership next year doesn't need to worry about grass.
I mean, it's not like we're at 800,000, give or take a penny or two.
Yeah.
Like, that's what, 300 grand profit, not including the bonus we're going to get.
And all the sale of the crops.
And all the sale of all the crops that's still to come. So money ain't going to be a concern.
No. Just thinking about the next owners, you know?
Not a problem. It's going to be broken down and sold off, isn't it? Or sold off as a going concern, or whatever they're going to do it. Well, it won't be a going concern, will it? Because we've righted it, so it won't be a going concern anymore. Yeah. So it's a fully operational, working, functional farm.
Once we've decided, like, what the last day we're going to be farming on here is, I'm going to set up a little script that will let us know what the contract is, and, like, this is the end of your contract, here's the sale of the farm, the bonus you've made, all this kind of stuff. And it'll do its random roll that I do manually, but it'll do it automatically, and we'll get our end of year report that will definitely fucking work. Because I'll have ran it about 20 times before it goes out live. And it'll come up with a name for the new owners. AI to generate a name for the new owners of the Oaks.
You're not going to run sitting bales in front of you, are you? You might need to run back and get a bale trailer. Because this is getting close to impossible to mow at the minute.
You're not able to just push them out of the way?
We'll get one of the farm hands to no, he just keeps trying to ride over him.
What the?
Right, okay. No, 1 second. Oh, you're still here running on the spot. That was fucking weird.
Stop there. Wait there a minute. I'm going to get out of this tractor and get back in and see what happens.
You've gone.
Right, I'm out of the tractor.
Yeah,
I'm
you've
back
gone.
in.
Who owns this Fendt tractor CQU2YGS?
What colour is it?
Green.
That's green. That's the Oaks. That's the Oaks' one that we brought. Mine's the goldy one. Butters is the Illuminous one that I really wish I had.
The one with the registration, lazy butt.
Lazy butt.
Lazy bird.
Well, he's been away from the farm for so long now. I don't know. You know, we might have to sell it as a.
His employee profile has been archived at this point.
We're charging for the parking.
His
Of his
farm and learn
tractor
account is
and
no longer active.
Repossess his tractor as payment for the parking fines.
Weirdly, the parking fines came to exactly the same price as your tractor, mate. It's weird, though, isn't it?
Irony, eh?
Yeah, it's weird how that worked out.
I am looking forward to not just having the best equipment for everything and actually having to make do a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be like there's two ways to get to this. One's really quick, but we've got to go up a steep hill. The other's really long, but there's no hill, and it's actually gonna be quicker because of the hill.
I want to find some mods for some older tractors as well.
Yeah.
So we're not just brand new everything.
Like some real shit boxes.
Well, there's some really nice mods for old Ford tractors.
Mm-hmm.
They sound amazing. So yeah, I wouldn't mind having a few old, like an old International Ford lying around. You know, probably only good for rowing up and mowing and stuff, but actually it just adds a bit of variety to just driving the same tractor every day.
What field is that we're in? 81.
81, mate. I think we'll have to try and find a way of tracking working hours without tracking engine hours.
Okay.
Because obviously my engine hours on this is only 171, but out of all of us, I drive more of the equipment. Because I run the telehandler a lot. I tend to run the front loader quite a lot.
I mean, the app is already set up to track hours for paid by our colleagues. So it's not too difficult to set it to track hours for everyone and just say you've been working on the farm for X amount of hours.
But that will only track your login, won't it?
Yeah.
You've been logged in doesn't necessarily mean you've been doing anything, but I suppose there's a limitation factor there too.
Yeah, I don't think I could get it to track that you're
I
in.
don't think you could.
It's probably possible. I don't think I can.
It's not necessary to track it at all. It's just funny that, I mean, I think it's quite depressing just alone in this tractor. I've done 171 hours. Let alone
2 years, though.
the time I've... Yeah, true. That is 2 years.
Because I've got 174 in this across 2 years.
Yeah, because we carried the total over, didn't we?
Yeah, these got taken apart and flat packed and sent over.
We're just driven down here on a truck. Why does it have to be flat packed?
Because I don't know.
We gotta hope these tractors, these models, come out in 25, so we can put them on the farm
Yes.
as ornaments.
We've already picked out the roof. I'm going to put mine on. Same roof.
I was just thinking on the drive into the farm there would be a display, not I'm putting it on a roof.
Okay.
We only put Butters' stuff on the roof when he doesn't turn up for a few weeks.
No, that's a tornado.
Oh, sorry, the tornado puts Butters' stuff on the roof.
Yeah, but there's an irony in that though, because they do name these like storms and stuff, don't they? And I wouldn't be surprised if they named a tornado, and it's probably Callum.
Tornado Callum.
Will not be a cyclone.
He lived in a few skirts and blew over some bins.
Oh dear.
As if he'd had the muscle mass to tip over a bin.
Try and lift that thing today. I couldn't get it like
That was
a
heavier
millimetre
than
off the
it
ground.
looked, to be fair. It was more awkward to lift. I could have lifted it if it wasn't so bloody awkward.
Yeah. I couldn't. I see fields.
Why is that? How is it? Did you drag this silage barrel around here? Is this the one from the top end of the field?
Unless I did, unless it got caught on the baler. No, that's where it's always been.
No, it was in the entranceway for me.
Isn't that the entranceway? Fuck, I'm looking at you and I've missed the row.
Yeah, the entranceway is nowhere near here.
I swear that's where I came in.
It's not where I came in. Where's this? Did you send this tractor down with that?
Yeah, he's driving. Ivan's on his way. No, wait, I fired Ivan. Javen's on his way.
Javen. Definitely not Ivan, it's Javen.
Yeah.
He's... looks a bit like Ivan, but he's got a moustache, yeah?
Yeah. You don't think he's wearing a disguise, do you?
Never.
I hide Ivanova. It's Ivan's wife. Ivanova.
Mrs. Brick Shithouse.
Brush your skull with her breath.
Flush.
Crush your skull with my breasts.
Oh dear.
Callum, look over here.
Where are you?
Mate, you seen how many barrels there are?
I've said that so many times,
Yeah.
and you said, do you know what,
Yeah,
actually?
mate.
Yes, Martin, I've got eyes.
I was being ironic. It was funny.
Oh, no, I didn't pick up on it, so. Oh, Javen's here.
Yeah.
Javen
Did you
shit
set him
brick
just
house
to
is
drive
here.
down the field?
What? I set him to go
Was
to
he?
tractor weight point. Where is he?
Are you driving the tractor then?
No, he's doing it and he's picking up bales.
How's he doing that?
I have no fucking idea, mate.
How have you got to do
I
that?
don't know. I have no idea.
Hang on, are you telling me you've got the NPC?
I'm waiting for him to realise how stupid he is, and he realised it is me driving the tractor around the field.
Oh, is it? And you're the one who's just got on their side?
No, that was driving. I'm here sorting it out.
I fucking believed you because I thought you were in your fucking tractor.
It was. I said it a bit funny, and I was expecting you to go, "Oh, fuck off, no issue." And I'm like, "Oh no, he's believing this.
Yeah.
He's genuinely believing this." Go with it. Go with it.
I just thought he was picking him up as he was driving to the waypoint, that's all. So many ways.
Come here, you little emo giraffe.
Emo giraffe.
Emo giraffe.
That's what I call that's what she called these things.
Emo cheat code. I can't even talk. The giraffe.
Emo chico.
Oh, was he a Klingon now?
Oh, could you imagine if Callum was the Klingon? It'd be the runt of the litter.
The rent of the litter.
Good plan.
You remember the episode of Voyage with the what was the fucking race? The hunters.
The fucking. Yeah, I know what you're on about.
Yeah, they did one
Big like
episode where
sea
one
mine
had the
fucking
little
things in their ships.
yeah. Do you remember the one episode where obviously they introduce like their idea of the runt, and it's the scientists that they bring on to build them holodecks so they can hunt in the holodecks and
Yes.
that. And it's like, that'd be you.
Norsicans?
No, Nauticans are from Generations. Nauticans are
Like the cave on? No. The Kazon?
no.
No,
Phazon
they're the-
is Bess's people.
People with like twigs in their hair. What the fuck just happened? I just saw a bale fly up in the sky and you slowly roll over onto your side.
I don't know what's going on with this right now. It's freaking out. This bales, obviously it's on the biggest setting, isn't it? They are heavy.
What the fuck
Like this
was
is
that
a
race?
tractor with
That is a, yeah, it's a large tractor, isn't it?
yeah. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I can't. It's going to piss me off that I can't remember their name.
I'm googling it because I'm. Erosion.
Erosion. Yeah. The hologram episode where they obviously all the holograms rebel
Yep.
and it's slowly killing them off. That was a good episode. What's your... Let's go into Star Trek talk. What's
Okay.
your biggest disappointment about Voyager?
They didn't show the progress of dilapidation of a ship lost
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly the
Yeah.
same thing for me. That is the only thing that really let it down for me.
Yeah.
Because they kind of did... They kind of covered like the psychological and social breakdown of, well, we're separated, you know, we're struggling to maintain how we live our lives. and the rules we live by. They kind of covered that. But that ship, they
There's
did a
gonna
year
be-
of hell when it got ripped to shreds and it was patched up and it was fucked. That should have been the entire, like, that ship by the time it got back should have been patchwork.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it would have been way more realistic and in immersive. You know, and definitely like alien tech put in as well, where they've come across stuff that would be more beneficial and work more and be better for the, you know, that would have been, oh, we've
Yeah.
added this, and rather than it just look like a Federation panel, oh, we've got this new technology, but it just looks like a Federation panel. No, have alien tech like spliced in because it's, you know, it works and it helps. That would have been so much better. And I get there's a monetary factor to it. Obviously, they don't want to spend loads of money on set changes and stuff because they use the sets on multiple
Yeah.
different things, but it's like so when the Defiant got destroyed in Deep Space Nine, and then they turned up with a new ship. Originally, that was going to be a new ship.
Was it?
It wasn't going to be a Defiant class. It was going to be a new ship. But then they tallied up how much it was going to cost to design and like develop that, and they went, nah, it's not worth it. Just give them a magical new ship and rename it the Defiant.
Was it like the San something?
San Diego, was it?
San Diego?
San Diego or something like that originally, and then he got special dispensation to rename it the Defiant.
Yeah.
So the you know, the Equinox from Voyager
Mm-hmm.
was the original short running design for the Defiant.
Was it?
It was what they were originally going to go with until they decided that they wanted something that, because it was the first ever Federation warship, it was built to be a warship, they wanted something that didn't look like a Federation ship,
Yeah.
which is why it's such a far out there design
Okay.
in terms of Federation ships. And I wish they'd gone into more about obviously the Dominion War. So going to DS9, I'm flipping between the two now. They kind of had all these random ship designs that came out of it. So you've got the Centaur, you've got the Jaeger, you've got all these ships that I wish they'd gone into more detail around that in the series of, oh, these are not, we've not spent hours, hundreds of millions of hours designing these ships. We've just raided the shipyards, the
There's the
boneyards,
older
and we've slapped
designs.
together shit.
Yeah.
Like Centaur, with bits of a Excelsior class, little bits of an Excelsior class welded together, given guns, and sent out.
Mm.
The Jaeger was just bits welded together. It works. Off you go. What else was there? What else have I got ship-wise?
I know the Nebula classes was for a surplus of Galaxy class saucers.
Ah. Yes and no.
Okay. Well,
So
what I
the
read said
Nebula
that.
class came first.
Oh really?
Yes. It was a test bed. That's what I've read about it. It was a test bed for the Galaxy class.
Was it?
Yes. Which is why it's not as good. So it doesn't have a lot of the advanced features the Galaxy class came out with. It was just test bed for different technologies and stuff they wanted to add. Which is annoying because the Nebula class is a way better looking ship as far as I'm concerned. I love the Nebula class.
What in the Galaxy?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
That is indeed a hot take.
I don't know. It's just what I like that. I prefer ships with an underslung nacelle as well. I tend to favour ships with an underslung
Yeah.
nacelle over the raised nacelles.
Hmm.
The Vancouver from lower decks, prefer that. That's a really good looking ship.
I like
Favourite.
Riker's ship from that. I can't remember what it's called.
The Titan,
Yeah.
best ship. It's my favourite Federation ship. Fan design.
Is it?
It was a competition they ran, and it was a fan design, and then it got drawn up by, I can't remember the artist's name, but it got drawn up based on a picture they'd done, and then it just went from there.
Okay.
And it just obviously became canon.
Yeah.
And I still think it's one of the best looking ships.
I really like the sort of like overslung torpedo bays.
Torpedo and sensor pod, yeah.
Is it a sensor pod? Okay.
Torpedo sensor, yeah. So it holds. It's all of the torpedo launchers, probe launchers, sensor pod, and it can be changed out as well. Like the Nebula can have multiple options on top. That can
Yeah.
have multiple options.
No, it's yeah, definitely a nice design. I still really like the Defiant, especially
Defiant's
like
a very
it's
good design.
something different as well, isn't it?
I think it was so different, wasn't it? I watched a thing the other day that I agreed with as well, and it was on TikTok. It's a Trek channel on TikTok. He said, "Play the sound the best sound that you've ever heard in any of the Star Trek series," and it was the pulsed phaser cannons from the Defiant on full
Yeah.
rip mode, and I agree. It's the best sounding, like when that thing's flying in, it's like launching out. It's just amazing. But
No, I don't know. I love the Defiant as a concept as well, like making everything like really compact, like fitting in everything that's in like a regular Federation starship and just cramming it all into the smallest space possible.
yeah, but with the power of a ship 4 times its size.
Yeah.
But I love the fact as well that that thing was a mess when it turned up, and actually it was 2 series of O'Brien just tweaking it and fixing it and making it work and coming up with solutions for problems that they hadn't yet found it had, and
Yeah.
I really like that. But then that made O'Brien's character who he was as well.
Well, it's
But
kind of ended up just being his baby, wasn't it, really?
yeah. Pissed off that they didn't use the Captain's yacht for Voyager as well.
Oh, yeah.
That pissed me off because we're so stupid as fans. The reasoning behind it just fucking blew my mind.
Oh, what was the reasoning that the fans wouldn't get it or something?
Right, so they built it in, they built it to be there, they built it for it to be used.
Hmm.
Then the Sovereign Star Trek Insurrection came out with the Captain's yacht, where it separates and goes down to the planet, and they were concerned that the fans wouldn't understand
Right, okay.
why both ships had it.
Yeah.
Here's a spoiler for you. Every Federation ship has a Captain's yacht
Oh, does it?
in every design. Every Federation ship can source the separation.
They can't
Every
all
single one.
reconnect.
They can't all reconnect.
Oh, okay.
That was
so
what was
sometimes-
different about the Galaxy class. It could reconnect.
Yeah.
All of them can separate. All of them can be used as escape raft.
Yeah.
Even the Defiant has an escape raft.
the
it's
nose,
the
isn't it?
nose section.
Yeah.
That is, everyone gets on that, it shoots off, it becomes its own ship.
Yeah.
So every Federation ship in every design that I've ever seen has that ability. I suppose your questionable saucer set would be the ships like the Reliant. It is a saucer, so it doesn't separate.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, the classic design, they all do. Yeah, the other annoying thing that I'm pretty sure me and Callum have discussed before about Voyager that annoyed both of us. Did you know Voyager has a second warp core?
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, it's in the
All the
schematic, isn't it? It's got like it's got a
Yep.
a spare
It's a
one.
power generation. It's there for power generation,
Right.
not for. But technically speaking, could you use it to warp the ship a little bit? Probably. They never did though. Every time that ship lost its warp core, it was dead in the water.
They had a problem with keeping their warp core, didn't they?
Yeah.
Eject the warp core.
Oh, the wind's changed direction. Quick, launch the warp core.
We ejected our warp core and it got salvaged by someone else. How dare they? Here's an idea. Keep it inside the fucking ship.
And there's obviously the magical torpedoes for Voyager as well.
Oh, I love those videos to count them up.
Yeah. But it had a set amount of torpedoes that they couldn't reproduce. They couldn't rebuild.
Oh, and Janeway just
then
throws them out willy-nilly.
It gives you an exact number in episode 1. Is it episode 1 or episode 2? In one of the episodes, it gives you an exact number of how many torpedoes they have. And
they're talking about using a torpedo to blow up the array.
Yeah, and they have to go, can we afford to spend the torpedoes? And then someone's done a video of and all the torpedoes fired out. They fired probably 3 times more than they had across all 7 series.
What about replicators?
You can't replicate torpedoes because of the antimatter devices in them and whatnot, because they're antimatter essentially, aren't they?
Okay.
It does explain why they can't reproduce them in one of the episodes, but yeah, so that was funny. And then the thing that annoyed me is the episode when they went to the planet with they're really good at designing weapons and whatnot, and they have a professional weapon maker build a cannon for Voyager, and he's built it in, it's in the ship, it's in the phase of being tested, and then obviously 7 and 9 starts seeing things and imagining things and thinks that he's trying to steal her nanobots. And it's a whole thing where he ends up getting accused, and because he's been accused, it's ruined his life, and he ends up dying at the end. Never see that cannon ever again. That was in the ship. It was built in, being tested. You never ever see that cannon being used, and it's a one-hit wonder cannon. It'll blow a ship up in one hit.
But because 7 had a vision, that's it.
Yeah.
Not allowed to use it anymore.
But it's there. Like, you wouldn't. They paid for it. They did their trade for it. They had it. They were just testing it. So you're telling me because of all that, they never once used it after that?
You wouldn't not use it, right?
It's stupid. It was gonna be. Sorry, carry on.
No, so they could have just built up, kept that there for all that time, and then getting near the end of a series or something, get into a big last fight, and then go, hang on a minute, we still got this weapon. They could have just used that as a big payoff.
Big last fight where they're fighting an incredibly powerful enemy that they can't beat naturally, like the Borg.
Yeah, something like that.
Which was the final 2 episodes of Voyager, where they could have used that.
Yeah. That would have saved a lot of writing.
Problem is, you start writing that stuff in, and then suddenly it's, why didn't you use that cannon?
Yeah, I mean, and it was incredibly overpowered, and they'd be using it for everything because, and then obviously, then all the fight scenes go out the window because obviously, oh no, we're being to bang, he's dead.
No, but
It uses so much power that they can't do that every time.
No, what they could have done, essentially, is just say they fired that weapon off the once, but the weapon just breaks down, and they haven't got the, I don't know, the plans, the schematics, or whatever
They
of
should
it.
have just, like, for continuity, they should have just written it out at the time and gone, right, well, actually, because of the false accusations you've made, we want our technology back. You know, you didn't, you know, you signed a deal or whatever. There's 101 ways they could have dealt with it. They just didn't because it's lazy writing. In my opinion. I'm obviously very opinionated when it comes to Star Trek, but...
I was going to move the bale for you, but you're just taking it with you.
Yeah.
I think my favourite, oh shit, we've written ourselves into a hole, has to be we cannot
I know where
exceed
you're going with this.
warp 7.
Warp 5.
What was it, warp 5? I thought it was warp 7.
Warp 5. No, Warp 5.
So,
To get special dispensation from
yeah.
Starfleet to go above Warp 5.
So I know how we're going to solve this. Warp nacelles will now be at a 45-degree angle.
They rid themselves in such a hole with that, and then obviously later on they had to come up with the angled warp nacelle, and then later on, even further later on than that, they wrote in that nacelle design had come to such a stage they didn't need to be angled anymore.
Yeah.
Just because they did that environmental episode. One episode caused them so much grief.
That's why Voyager's nacelles move. Variable nacelles.
Variable nacelle geometry.
Yeah. I don't understand why they had to move for that, but okay.
The angle in which they interact with subspace, Callum.
Yeah, but why did they need to move? Why can't they just stay at that angle? Well, you saying they were always like slightly moving their angle to... They had to move because they had to adapt to wherever they were in space.
Oh, fuck me, I don't know. It's a load of bullshit. They should never have written it in. I still love the little memes and stuff I get up is, has Harry made it past Ensign yet? Did he ever?
Harris got demoted and then promoted, and he's still an ensign.
It was that episode of Lower Decks, wasn't there, where it was all of the different Harrys and only one of them was the captain.
Yeah. And he was evil.
And he was evil. Oh dear.
I saw this video pop up on TikTok, and it was to do with Star Trek Nemesis.
Yeah.
And it was Brent Spinner's idea for the that he wanted obviously to be killed off.
Yeah.
But he realised it didn't matter anyway if you get killed off because he's a droid, so they could have just brought him back no matter what anyway. If they went to do another film. But yeah, because obviously he knew he was getting older, and they're obviously trying to keep him same as.
Well, but they wrote that into it in Picard, didn't they? It's like, well, we've made him real now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to laugh because of that. I can't remember the other bits. Because that was it. It was about the director. Like they just pulled him. They pulled him out of nowhere. Who's never watched or knew anything about Star Trek at all.
Hmm.
I didn't realise that because he was like wondering why am I being thrown into this thing. So he didn't even know like a lot of the actors by their names or anything.
Oh, and then favourite scene from Star Trek. What's your favourite scene? Any Star Trek?
God.
It's going to be
know
something. Oh, go on.
No, carry on. No, you go.
Mine will be something from First Contact, most likely.
Yeah.
Because I love that movie.
There was some good scenes in that movie, to be fair. I've got two across two series. It was the episode where I didn't say Siri. DS9 with Cisco.
Yeah.
And he's just losing his shit with the marquee, and he just starts bombing.
Yes.
Bombing
Yeah, that's
planet.
gonna be one of mine.
That was the captain I wanted. I'm only just Starfleet.
It was him ordering Worf to set that torpedo up, and Worf's like, yeah, okay, yeah, mm-hmm. And then it was fire.
And it won't do
What?
anything, boss. No, but it's like, well, adding that to it, it's not really going to do much, is it, boss? Yeah, no, yeah, it's fine, just do it. Yeah, okay, it's done, boss. Fire it at the planet. Oh no, that's going to fuck the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that the Worf scene in First Contact where he's like, assimilate this.
Yes. Yeah.
It just makes me laugh every time I watch it.
That battle scene with the Defiant at the beginning as well, where it's just fucking swooping in, kicking ass. It's like, today is a good day to die. And so, yeah, that was a good scene. But my second favourite, controversial, Picard. The Borg Cube Run.
Oh yes.
Oh, you were the actual.
Yeah.
But I don't care if anyone says it was a copy of Star Wars. They can all go fuck themselves. That scene was amazing.
It wasn't even a copy of Star Wars. Like that is.
No, it wasn't. But that being where Data's like flying through there, like
like having the time of his life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant. And just watching it skid in above their head. Like whoever wrote this is a fucking genius. It was amazing.
I actually like the there was no, I don't know if it was. I'm assuming it was true because I'm sure from the videos I saw and stuff. But apparently, I think is it First Contact. There is a quick thing of it to do with the Millennium Falcon that was used in the.
It is in one scene.
It is one scene, isn't it? But
And it was put in on
quick.
purpose.
Yeah.
So,
It just looked like magic, wasn't it, or something?
It's in the fight at the beginning when the Enterprise turns up to fight the cube. It's a very quick scene where the Millennium Falcon's in, and it was done on purpose with permission.
okay, it just pops up, does it?
Yeah. Very,
for a
very.
split second.
But it was funny because I was like, "That's guys quite good."
So mine is either Cisco with bombing the planets.
Yeah.
Or when you realise just how much the Borg had affected Picard when he's like refusing to blow up the ship because he pretty much wants revenge.
Yeah. The psychological trauma
Yeah.
with how,
The line will be drawn here.
yeah, that's a good scene. That was a good scene.
Oh, you've broken your little ships.
Yeah, I get annoyed because I can't remember the name of the actor that plays Cisco. I always forget his name.
I almost just said his character's name. Avery Brooks.
Avery Brooks.
Avery Brooks, that's it. He gets a lot of stick for not being a good actor. He gets slammed a lot for his acting in Star Trek. I would argue, for me, personally, some of the emotion he shows is far better than any of the others. With the exception of Patrick Stewart, because Patrick Stewart's Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
But he, like, in some of his scenes where he's angry, he portrays that so well.
Yes.
In my opinion. And, like, people going around, oh, he can't act. I don't see it.
No,
No, you can act.
if you've seen how he is like in real life, he definitely can act.
Yeah, he's a fucking Looney Tune.
Yeah.
He's a fucking Looney Tune.
I was watching a interview with him, and I can't remember who was doing the interview now, but they asked him a question, and he answered it by playing some music on a piano.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, mate. Yeah.
Oh dear.
No, I think if I'm slightly going to go different here, to be fair, because I'm going to like the obviously from the original films.
Yeah.
One of my favourite scenes is from the Final Frontier, and it's basically Kirk basically trying to aggravate God. Yeah, obviously not God, is he? The possible alien species, isn't it? He goes, what what does God need with a starship? And he's like trying
Yeah.
to, he's obviously proving a point that there's all this journey they've gone for. It's just slightly antagonising.
He's made me think of another amazing scene
Major.
in 2 movies. Same scene, 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Spock and Kirk in the warp core. So obviously the first movie, Spock dies in the warp core or dying in the warp core.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Such an emotional scene, and then
My friend.
it was so good. Like, even with the remake movies, not we like to talk about them, so not great, but
They flipped it, didn't they?
they flipped it. But it's so emotional. They managed to capture that emotion.
Yeah, but I love the fact that because obviously the way it's changed is obviously this time around him being in there, and it's the same reaction. We can't.
Yeah, that fight scene as well on top of the fire engine ship or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was a good bit.
Shame they didn't make any more movies. I didn't mind the remakes as a standalone thing.
Yeah, I thought they were right.
But I think the biggest problem they got themselves into is because you're doing a reboot of a thing, and then you got all these actors who are already kind of getting big in other things they're doing as well. And then you think, shit, we're not really going to be able to get them all at the same time again now because they've all suddenly got bigger and onto.
No, so the reason there's no more movies is because the third movie didn't take as much money as they expected.
Yeah, Beyond didn't. No.
And because the actors had been promised a certain amount of money for their next production,
Yeah.
they asked them to take a pay cut, and they all refused.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't produce the movie.
They'd have had
But
to
they
have
had one
recast
lined up.
Chekhov as well.
Yes.
Yeah, to be fair, that was the saddest thing to happen.
But controversially, going into controversially, I know someone here is going to disagree with me, but I really like Discovery.
I'm glad you didn't
But
have
as a
Star Trek before
standalone
that.
thing.
I will agree to disagree.
No, look. So season 1 was rough, and I wish they'd just spent the money and brought the rights to just.
Yeah, because they only had half of the
Do it
IP or so,
properly.
didn't they?
Yes, that's why the Klingons couldn't look like the Klingons. The ships all had to
Couldn't
look
say
different.
Risa, they had to say Risa.
Yeah, there's so many things. If they just spent the money, it would have been so much better. And it gets better as it goes along. But I don't mind it. Everyone hates on it. Oh, it's not fucking Star Trek. It is Star Trek. It's even been written out of the canon now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They've written it out and said it's its own thing. It's a standalone thing. It's nothing to do with any of the other Star Treks. It is what it is. And it's also they've written it out of. So to agree, to a degree they've written it out of Strange New Worlds as well, because obviously they want Strange New Worlds to try and remain canon.
Yeah.
So, and again, Strange New Worlds is fucking amazing.
It is.
Absolutely amazing. And if they do what I think they might do, which is run Strange New Worlds into a reboot of the original series.
Yeah, I was a bit apprehensive when they were saying about this Strange New Worlds, and I was like, this is good. I mean, obviously, it felt like going way before this Pike and all this stuff. I thought that's a great idea, using a character that never actually took off originally back in the early years. But what made me laugh is that actually I actually really fell in love with that show, that version of it.
It's fucking amazing.
Going back to its roots in the sense of they're actually going and discovering these planets now, and actually,
But again, there's things in that irritate me. Like the Gorn. The Gorn irritate me.
Yeah.
Because Gorn don't look right. They just don't look right. If you look at what the Gorn should look like, as opposed to what they do look like.
I just really like where Pike got to see how he was going to end up if he took that crystal.
Yeah, no, and obviously the psychological trauma that has on him.
Got the list of the names of whatever happened. I can't actually remember what happened. I know what happens to how he ends up.
The breach that he got, he saved them all, didn't he?
He's got the names of everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like the scenes where he's sat in his office just looking at the names and that, and it's like that has messed him up.
Yeah. And obviously that blinch to the future where he tried to change
Yes.
the outcome, and it's him in charge of the Enterprise, and it just goes wrong because he's just not the right kind of captain, like
Yeah.
against the Romulans. And it's you just need aggression against Romulans. You fight aggression with aggression, and he just doesn't have it.
I really liked the episode of Strange New Worlds where they ended up like on that planet that was like sort of like Earth before shit, like before like World War III, where Pike was like, "Oh yeah, I've got the biggest stick."
Yes, that's oh, what's the name of that planet? Was that Strange New Worlds? Or was that
That was the Strange New
Discovery.
Worlds.
I think it was Discovery.
Was it Disco?
The one where they'd been moved, and they were. It
they had
had
to
a
go,
guy
like,
there that was
undercover.
trying to prove. Yeah, that's Discovery.
it?
Season 2 of Discovery, I believe it is where they're hunting the Red Angel.
Oh, okay.
And you find out it's the Red Angel that had jumped those people there into the middle of the Beta Quadrant or wherever they were. And she'd taken them, she'd saved them from a fight in World War III and jumped them there. And they were all the ancestors of the people that were. Yeah, that was a very good episode.
I don't remember
But
that.
again, it was Pike. Pike was in charge of that.
Yeah.
I think he made it, to be honest. You don't remember that episode?
No.
No, fair enough.
I just might not have watched it because I just couldn't really get into Discovery.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You like what you like, don't you?
Yeah.
I always think Star Trek needed a little bit more edge to it. It needed. I think they kind of went that direction with Cisco, but then backed off a bit. So there was a bit of edge there. He wasn't quite. He's only just Starfleet. You know, he's got his limits. I think it needed, to a degree, needed to be darker. I think Discovery overshot that.
Yeah,
it got fucking dark. But yeah, I think Picard, the generation, the Star Trek Next Generation, set the ideal, and obviously Picard and the crew set the standard for what the expectations of a Federation crew is. And obviously they tackle things along the way where people are doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, and they confront them and all that within the Federation. And I like that, but there needed to be the nitty gritty. They're the ideal. They're flying the flag. They're the ideal. We're the ones that make that possible. And it's a bit darker. It's a bit grimier. It's a bit dingier, but we make it happen. But I think Picard got that a little bit as well. They did quite well with Picard, with like the seedier side of what has to happen to make the ideal possible.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I love one fact with that. But with Picard, is I love the fact that they actually did, obviously another homage in using the same fucking actor of the scene from the voyage home on the bus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was the same guy. There's the actual same actor who's the actual punk doing the same thing, but he's just like, he's wait, he looked like, no, I'm sorry. That did crack me up.
I did love Picard the way with the Borg series. Was it season 2? Where you start that, you go, oh, fuck, it's the Borg. Oh, fuck, no. And I didn't really register at the beginning that they didn't actually kill anyone.
Yeah.
Just defended itself. Just defended herself. Didn't actually kill anyone. I didn't register it. I just, oh shit, it's the fucking Borg. This is going to be amazing. And then you go through that whole thing, and by the end, you realise, no, we're friends. I like the way that was done.
Shit. Actually, I think I've just changed my favourite scene. It'll be the final scenes of Q.
Yes.
The point is, not be alone.
Yeah. No, that was done well. That was done really well.
I like when I might have been poked in the eye.
No, you go.
I really like the bit where Picard is thrown back into the mirror universe.
Yeah.
And like he sees all of the skulls of like all of the like literally like essentially fan favorites, like yeah, like the Grand Nagus and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was good. Obviously Seven as the president as well. That was pretty.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that.
No, there was some. I did enjoy Picard. I was worried about Picard, but I did really enjoy the fact that my wife sat down and watched all 3 seasons with me as well. So it must have been good because she barely tolerates Star Trek. I hope they do Legacy. I hope they do Star Trek Legacy, but well, yeah, we can only hope. 7 and 9 as a captain, I think, would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of the Titans captain? The Seven's captain.
Oh,
It was him in the turbo lift, just so happy that Riker and Picard were potentially in trouble.
yeah, he was an amazing actor.
So chipper.
Fucking annoyed.
He did so well being that really irritating bastard, but he was so good at it.
I'm annoyed he died, but you know, it's.
Oh, is that captain?
You got us into this. You get us out of it.
Brilliant.
Computer transfer all command codes to captain.
Yeah.
Captain Will Riker.
Liam Shaw.
That's it.
Captain Liam Shaw.
Oh, it was at the end as well, and obviously his trauma as well because his wife his wife or his family or his friends were killed in the Battle of War 359. Yeah. He's just his pure hatred of Picard. Same as Disco. But him at the end, he was he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He did what's called at the end though, didn't he? Good. He did before obviously him dying, but he did actually do some.
He was a good captain all the way through. He was just angry.
Would you like to
he
face
said like
your
prejudices and stuff, didn't he? He's like
but you would you think about what he went through. You think of the trauma of being one person, like one of only a few people that survived such a vicious battle.
Yeah.
6.5 minutes of hell.
Exactly.
I love. Have you ever watched any of the timelines for Battle of War 359?
No.
6.5 minutes it lasted.
Wow.
That all it lasted?
1,000. What? No. How many Federation starships was it? I can't remember now. I generally went through this with someone the other day. The other week now. Sorry, but there was technically out of all the starships that were in the battle, only. There's a technicality, but only one of them survived, but it was unflyable. How many ships in the Battle of War 359? Can't remember it now.
Admiral Hansen gathers a fleet of 40 starships to form a line of defense to defend the cube.
I'm sure it was 6 now.
39 ships are destroyed and 11,000 crew members.
Yeah. 11,000 crew. And if you look it up, I'm pretty sure it only lasted, it's like 6.5 minutes, the battle. It's a really quick battle.
This is good. So Callum, they've changed one little factor here for the headliners.
Yeah.
You can now if you've got the cash to do it, so you can do it in the game now, where you'll be able to make the I think you cash out your photos now in it or something. It turns out you can buy press cards, so you can regain lives again. In a sense of obviously if you're on a level you're not getting the photos. But it has mentioned on the wall here about the duplicate issue.
I just remembered I'm still streaming. I'm watching a YouTube video and I'm still streaming.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to end my stream here for today. So massive thanks to those who joined me today. But if you're new to the channel, haven't done so, don't follow the channel, follow Twitter, subscribe to YouTube for that fun stuff. Links up below the channel. You can of course subscribe to the channel for safe games and programs. Switch you can subscribe for free. Switch do so. But as I didn't say, I'll be back tomorrow around 9 PM BST for day 130 of the Countdown Stream Day Challenge. Goodbye.
Summer in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were